Hello, my name is Reverend Alice Anderson. I'm the Senior Minister of Christ Church Unity in Orlando, Florida. Our ministry has been a vital ministry here in Orlando for almost 80 years, and during that time we have ministered to a variety of people. Our community now averages between 350 and 400 in attendance on a Sunday, and we are a very diverse congregation. We are gay, straight, young, old, black, white, Puerto Rican, even Asian, and we have at least one of everything. So we pride ourselves on our diversity and on serving a diverse population here in the Orlando area. I'm speaking to you today about the increased exposure and focus on violent behaviors in our society as it is reported on by the news. After the shooting at Pulse just over a year and a half ago, I noticed a very alarming and disturbing trend that served as a wake-up call for me personally. What I noticed, it was in the wake of which was at that time, the most violent crime our country had seen, that the focus, rather than being on survivors and how we could support those families and those impacted, what happened was that all of the news was focused on the shooter, the shooter's motive, the shooter's family, his whereabouts before, etc. And now, since this recent shooting in Las Vegas, I've seen the same alarming trend. What I see is not only possible but probable is that the focus of our entire society on the shooters and what's causing these acts of violence is actually not helping the situation, it's hurting. What we know is that the violence that we're seeing has escalated. We also see that in each of these cases, the shooter, which is a criminal and doing evil in our world, is made an instant celebrity. What I see and my vision for what is possible in our community in the United States and in the world is that we begin to focus on the good people are trying to do. I believe that will make a huge difference in our local community, in our United States, and even the world. I would love to see concerned citizens flooding our news stations with calls, with emails, with communications that say, why can't we, or when can we hear about the good that's going on in our society? For instance, what if we began to be just as interested in those doing good in the world as those doing evil? What if we began to ask the question, why do they do it? Meaning, consider a kindergarten teacher. Let's say this kindergarten teacher has taught school for 40 years. She's been overworked and underpaid during that time. What motivates her to do this? What if we talk to some of our civil servants who continue to serve out of their love for community and said, what motivates you to do these things? What about police officers and social workers and nurses and emergency room doctors and therapists that continue to support areas of need in our community? And even though many of those people end up back in those recovery rooms or back in those ERs, that still every day these individuals get up, make a decision to be of service, to try to make more good in the world. What if we as a society decided that this were the most important news happening? So I want to encourage you, friends, if you're watching this, to begin to focus on the good, realizing as we do so, our good will expand. If you will, imagine with me children hearing the news about a teacher or a social worker or a nurse or a therapist or a doctor or a musician or an actor who is going above and beyond the call of their position to make good in the world, that people who get up every day can make a difference. And it's often the people we don't recognize, the waitress, the mechanic, people that are doing good things every day. Will you envision with me a world not only where more of this is happening, but where we consider it news? So I'll hope you join me in this, dear friends. This is a high vision and a high call to us as we want to make a world that works for all. Thank you for watching today. I'm filming today from Christ Church Unity in Orlando, Florida. Please know always that we are always holding you, our world in our prayers for God's highest and best in your life. Many blessings.